All right. Been getting a lot of requests from some people, not going to name names, but you know who you are, about how to hit the ball. How to hit the ball with power, how to jump and then hit the ball with power, strong aerial touches. So we'll try and cover the basics. I'll switch to car cam for right now, but that won't last the whole time. So the thing about Rocket League is your car is just a rectangle. It may look different, like this Fennec looks different from an Octane, but they have the same hitbox because it's just a rectangle. It looks like the windshield goes down. It doesn't. If I take the ball and get it up on the hood of my car, it's not even touching. So you got to think about this ball, about this car and this ball, like it's just a solid ball, it's a solid sphere, and a rectangle. Now, when you hit the ball with your rectangle, there are a lot of factors here. Depends on what part of the rectangle you're hitting it with. Like if I hit the underside of the ball with the top side of my rectangle, it's going to go up, right? Bop, up, bop, up, up. If I hit it on the side, it goes side, side. But it also goes up because I'm hitting it from the bottom, right? It's just like if you were using a piece of wood to literally hit a ball. It's kind of like playing baseball, but the car drives around. Now, the thing about driving into the ball is you don't have to flip. Like if I just want to shoot that on target, if I drive it in there, it's going to be close. Now, granted, I missed, and I missed there again because I'm bad, but it's all just about how you hit the ball. So the first thing that you want to do is get really comfortable hitting the ball. And I know some people aren't going to want to hear this either, but you should really practice moving your car around in ball cam. You can move around like this all you want, but now I don't know where the ball is. Sure, I got this arrow telling me it's kind of behind me, and if I turn back around, there it is, but I'm not exactly like hitting it straight on. And that's one of the advantages here. Now, of course, you're gonna have to get used to, if I'm facing this way, left is gonna flip me to the left, but it looks like that would be forward based on how I'm driving. Same forward here is actually right on my screen, yada, yada, yada. And unfortunately, that doesn't get better. Like, you just get used to it. There are pro players that still flip the wrong way. Like it just happens. The game's tough. There's nothing exactly quite like it. You've got to deal with the perspective of the ball sometimes. And yeah, you can play it like when you're dribbling especially. This comes in handy. Anyway, there's my spiel about ball cam and car cam. Now let's reset this ball. Now when it comes to hitting the ball with power, you want to be going fast, and you also want to make sure that your momentum is going through the ball. Now if I front flip, here we go. This will be easier if I stay still. If I front flip, the car goes forward. If I back flip, the car goes backwards. Side flip to the side, other side. Diagonal flip, I go diagonal. Same there. Backwards, you go diagonal. So the flips add momentum. And so even if you're already going supersonic, a flip can actually make you go even faster, give you more momentum through the ball, because in addition to the speed that you're hitting the ball with, you've got an extra bit of momentum that's pushing the car faster through the ball. So when you flip, you want to make sure that you're flipping through the ball. You want to make sure that your touch and the direction that you're flipping is going through the ball in the direction that you want it to go. So like there, I lined up the corner of my car with the ball, and I hit it where I want it to go. This ball's going to bounce, so let's see this. Well, I can just send it into the air. So this ball is bouncing. I want to hit it to the side. I'm going to get on the side of the ball, and I'm going to flip to the side. Let's try this again. This ball's going this way. I'm just going to flip it towards the net. I'm going to front flip. There we go. Bam. I line myself up. And the other thing to know is you get a lot more speed on the ball if you meet it as it's going up, because it's already got momentum going up. So if you flip through it, it's already got some extra speed. Like as it's coming down, I'm going to hit it as it gets close to the ground, and it's going to go fast. I'm going to miss again because I'm bad, but let's hit this follow-up. Bam. But if I were to hit it while it's coming down, it's harder, one, because you're meeting it, and then you're having to impart your momentum onto the ball's opposite momentum. Let's see, if I let it bounce for a sec and then go, it's also harder. The ball's higher. So you really want to try and get it as close to that bounce as possible for a ground shot. Now, there are times when you're not going to be able to let it wait until the ground, like if you're being challenged by somebody, yada yada yada. But for the most part, you want to hit that ball as close as it can to bounce it. And I didn't do that there because, again, I'm bad. Like that. So the keys here, you want to flip through the ball. You want your front flip to be going through the ball in the direction that you're trying to hit it. You want your side flips to be through the ball in the direction that you want to go. Bam. See, there's a little bit of a turn there. Let's see. Just trying to get a little bit of a bounce on that one. There we go. A little bit of a bounce. Bam. Alright, now the ball's up. We're going to hit one more shot. Bam. Missed. Again, and you can tell what happened there because I hit it on the underside of this ball, popping it up while it was already going up. So I was a little late there. Now let's see if I can pop it up again. Here we go. Let's do a better one here. Bam. Bam. Right in the crossbar. You can see I hit that one below, so it would go up. Obviously, a higher shot is harder to save than a low shot because it requires someone to jump. And granted, you don't have to have boost to make it all the way to the top of the goal, but what am I doing? Yeah, use a little bit, but you don't have to have enough to cover the entire goal there. So that's ground shots. It's really about looking at the corner of your cars, imagining that box. It extends a little bit off the car. It's kind of hard to see. There is somebody named Rocket Science, or it might be Rocket Sledge, that have some great visualizations on their YouTube channel about where the box actually is. But, you know, for the most part, it's relatively attached to the car, maybe a little bit. But you want to make sure that you're lining up what you want to hit the car with where you want to hit the ball. Like, let's see here. Once again, I'm going to hit it on the bottom because I needed to go a distance and I wanted to cover that distance, so I got to hit it a little bit higher. Whereas this from half court, also it's coming down real far. Bam. Again, high, because it's got a lot of momentum. You got to play that, you know, you got to play to your strengths. Here goes another ball. It's bouncing. Bam. Flip right through it. And you can practice this in anything, really. I mean, the striker rookie training, the pro training. I was having some issues with pro training the other day where every time that something wanted to launch the ball, when it hit the ground, it would say it was over. So let's see if that's still... Nope. So yeah, we're just going to practice flipping through the ball. I know, like, practicing is kind of boring, but it's how you get better at this game. It's like doing drills in any other sport. But it's more fun because you're driving a car that can boost through the air. You can see there I missed. That's cool. I'm just going to reset. It's because I wasn't prepared. I'm going to jump through this ball and hit right through the middle. Now, I'm not really worried about where I'm hitting it exactly. As you get more comfortable hitting the ball, as you can see, I don't even make contact with the ball half the time. But once you get comfortable, then you can start trying to place it left side, right side, top corner, bottom corner, middle, what have you. But for the most part, you really want to just focus on driving where you want to go and flipping how you need to through the ball. So that was just a front flip, driving straight to the ball, going straight to the net. Let's see what this one's rolling. Now I'm going to get close to it. Bam. I'm just going to do a little flip. I flipped diagonally through that one. I think we'll be able to see here in this replay. Yep, see my front right corner hits that ball exactly how I need it to, because I know from the angle that I've got that that front right corner and a diagonal flip is going to put me going straight through the ball. Now this one here is about timing, so we're going to try and get as close as we can. A little single jump. And that's the other thing. You don't have to flip through the ball. And you also, when you're, and we'll see in a sec, you don't have to flip like instantaneously for it to work. But, bam. So you can just single jump into the ball. That also gives some power because, again, you're jumping, especially if you jump into the bottom of it, you're adding momentum. Every time the car touches the ball, it adds a little bit of momentum. There's just a rolling shot. You know, this is great for practicing open nets. Half the time that I'm playing the game, if I'm not scoring, it's because I'm missing an open net. It's just about recognizing when those are. See, just like that, I missed, and that's cool. We're just going to reset. I know where the ball is going to come, and sure, that's part of the challenge, but I'm just going to try my best to flip through it as best as I can. Now, I meant to do a front flip there, but because of playing in ball cam, I did a little bit of a diagonal flip, but that's okay because I had a little bit of margin for error there. It also wasn't a strong diagonal flip. The thing about flipping in this game is a diagonal flip isn't always just a diagonal flip unless you're playing on keyboard and mouse. See there, I was going too fast and I had to pull off. Hitting the ball with the underside of your car takes some speed off of it. It's not as strong, and I knew that I was going too far into it, so I just let off the touch, put it towards the net. And a lot of times, that's all you need to do. If you can put it towards the net, you're forcing a save, you're forcing someone to make a move, yada, yada, yada. Now, the other thing, and we're going to use the rookie aerial training. I know it sounds kind of lame, but we were talking about how to do like a little mini aerial almost and then hit the ball. And again, it's about jumping, lining yourself up with the ball. So instead of previously what we were doing, which was just lining ourselves up with the ball, now we've got to add a jump. So you're going to jump once, you're going to boost a little bit to get yourself in the position that you need to go, and then again you're going to flip through the ball. I'm going to try really hard to not use any arrow here. Bam. Just line ourselves up, one jump, and then boost a little bit. The other thing, or the thing to know here, is that in Rocket League, a jump is not always a jump, just like a diagonal flip is not always a diagonal flip. You can jump like this, quick one, but if you hold the jump button, you can actually jump higher. So if I hold the jump button, I don't have to use as much boost, and I can actually get up quicker and faster for that ball. You can see there's the full hold jump. I'm going to go do it right now. Full hold, boost to get a little bit more in the air, hit right through the ball. Let's do this one more time. Once again, I'm putting my nose, just to make it simple for myself, I'm putting my nose right up to the middle of the ball. You can see, and then front flipping straight through it. You kind of want to like, something here, I'll show you an example of this here. The timing of your flip is really important. You want it to be as close to the ball as possible, but in a lot of instances, like that one, if it had gone in, of course it didn't because I'm trying to illustrate this point right now, you'll find yourself kind of flipping after the fact. That's an obviously exaggerated example, but we'll see in this replay what happens here. If you wait too late, you're letting the car hit the ball and then you're flipping. Your flip doesn't actually do anything there. And that's fine, but you could be using that flip for a recovery or like to actually power through the ball. That was a weak shot, and let's see why. I think it's because I might have hit it with the tire, and again, the tires... Yep, the tires slow the pace down. So again, here what we're doing is we're just jumping, boosting a little bit, and then flipping. Important to note, you have a 1.5 seconds after you take off on the ground before you lose your flip, so you can't wait that long, and that's why you can't get a power shot with a flip on some higher balls. But for things that are around goalpost height or below, you can definitely get up there with a single jump and still have your flip to shoot strong. Now let's see what happened here. I drove over, got on the right side of the ball, and flipped to the right. Or got on the left side of the ball, flipped to the right. Because it was off to the left side, and I was coming from the right. So I had to get a bit of a direction change on it. I think I missed that one, because I'm bad again. But I can just turn around and try it again. A little pop, a little flip. Easy peasy. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Let's do this one again. Bam. Let's talk about aerialing. Now, there's plenty of ways to get into the air. You can just jump and boost. Here I go. You can see how long it takes me to reach that ceiling. You can go off the wall. Bam. There's me hitting the ceiling. You can just drive up onto the ceiling. Hit your brakes a little bit. Now you're floating. Boost. Keep your car in the air. And now you still have a flip because you just fell off the ceiling. So that's obviously advanced, but like the real key technique when it comes to aerialing is called a fast aerial. And what it is using your double jump to get into the air as quick as possible. So the way you quick aerial, and you're gonna mess this up, You're going to mess this up a lot. You'll see even pros do a backflip when they're trying to go for an aerial. Every once in a while, obviously. I mean, your consistency will go up for sure. But you're going to mess this up, and that's fine. The point is going for it. So the way you would do an aerial without double jumping is you would jump and hold your jump, like we were talking about earlier, to get that extra height, and pull back so you're pointing up. And then you're going to start boosting, right? You want your boost to be pointing up. Now, when we fast aerial, we're going to jump and tilt up, and we're going to jump and jump again before we tilt. So if we jump and we pull back while we're flipping again, we're going to backflip. So you have to let go of holding back before you do your second jump. So we're going to jump, tilt back a little bit, jump again, and then start boosting. So let's just see like a quick kind of time comparison here. I'll just do no double jump here. Lean back, boost. And now for a fast aerial. Let me back up a little bit just so. It's faster. And it's because you're getting this second push off the ground then. And the other thing, so the thing to know about double jumping, really this is just a car control lesson, I guess. So like we were talking about your momentum going this way. Your double jump also goes in the direction that your car is facing up. So let's say if I tilt my car forward like this and then do my second jump, I'll go forward. See? If I lean back, I'm going back. If I'm upside down, I get pushed to the ground. And sometimes that is helpful if you like fake a jump and you want to come back down, you can kind of do that. Or if you're coming, let's say, off the ceiling. I can't actually hit the ceiling. Cool, fun fact. But yeah, if you're coming off the ceiling and you want to get back down quicker, you can jump. It starts your momentum, gravity still applies to the car and all that stuff. So when it comes to aerialing, again, we're going to jump and pull back, start boosting, and we're going to hit that second jump when we start boosting. Because the other thing is, you don't want to double jump if you're holding down your jump button to get high, like really high on that jump. You want to wait until close to the end of the jump before you do your double jump. Otherwise, you're wasting some of that time. Now, you don't want to wait until you're about coming back down, because you got to think of the car like it's an object. Like gravity is impacting this car. So like when it starts to come down, that second jump doesn't do as much. It kind of pauses my momentum in the air, for sure. It keeps me from coming down. You can see, like bam, like I start coming down, that jump's not doing anything. So you kind of want to hit it really close to the peak or right before that peak so you go even higher. See? So that's the timing you want. You want to hold jump and pull back so that your car starts facing up like that. And then you're going to use your second jump to push you further into the air and continue boosting and pulling back. Like there are very few instances where you're going to be going straight up or even backwards. So it's not about putting your car like vertical. Like you're going to be going for a ball that's like up in the sky here. So you don't need to be like straight up. What you need is just to practice jumping, double jumping, boosting, pointing your car in the direction that you want to go. And then everything else will come after that. You don't need to worry about aerialing, you don't need to worry about the ceiling, you just need to be worried about hitting the ball and positioning right. And if you can do that, you'll rank up pretty fast. A good way that I learned to practice my aerials, and my aerial aim was just to fly from one backboard to the other. So you'd start in the backboard, jump, do your little aerial, just feather your boost a little bit, just don't use it constantly, and try hit the backboard. Doop, here we go, floating through the air. Maybe you can go a little left, a little right if you're feeling a little frisky. Bam, on the backboard. You don't have to land like that like I did. Some people will recommend like trying to nail the crossbar with the nose of your car, which I think is kind of funny. Bam! But yeah. And then once you've gotten the use of just like launching yourself into the air as fast as you can, you're halfway there, and then you can start flying around the rest of the map. Jump off the wall, point your car up, and see if you can keep it in the air. The whole thing is just about figuring out what your car does and what the things that you do on your controller, how it impacts your game. Like, the reason Rocket League is so difficult is because there's nothing else quite like it. Sure, it's like a driving game, and the fact that if I'm in car cam and I move left and right and I use boost and I can drift and I can all this stuff. I mean, flipping's pretty unique, I must say, but like for the most part, yeah, it's driving. And then when I'm in ball cam, now all of a sudden I'm playing a sport, and this car can do so many things. It can boost, it can jump, it can double jump, it can flip, it can air roll, it can spin, it can go forward and backwards. If I'm in the air and I'm holding gas or brakes, it affects the car. Like, there's so much in this game that you just have to kind of learn and figure out, and that's why there are so many ranks, and that's why there's such a big discrepancy between the low ranks and the middle ranks and the high ranks, for sure. So it's all about just figuring out what you do to your car that makes it do the things that you want to do. And unfortunately, that means practicing sometimes. Or you don't have to just you don't have to just play free play if you're someone that wants to play the games. I get it. Just start going for shit. Start going for stuff in your games. Like, you want to work on your aerials? Work on your aerials in a game if that's more compelling to you. Just like, either play casual or accept that you're gonna lose some if you're doing something new and you're trying to practice it, and that's cool. If you don't care about ranking up and you just care about getting better, that's not that big of a deal. So, we've covered aerialing, fast aerialing specifically. We've covered mid-range aerial shots. That was a double jump because my controller's messed up. Bam. Because we got a whole second and a half before that ball. Bam. It's a miss, but you get the point. We talked about ground shots, flipping through the ball. That one also, I'm going to bet I flipped after it. You could tell it didn't have a ton of power, and I just kind of drove into it. 78 kph. Let's see. There's the flip after the contact. See, it's tough. And the other thing is, like, you got input lag on the controller. You got a ton of different stuff to worry about, but we just want to think about flipping through the ball. Side flip. See? I'm side onto the ball. I need to flip it with the side of my car. So I'm going to flip to the left because I know that a left flip is what's going to score this ball. Driving alongside it, get close, flip, and I know my momentum is going to push me into that ball as well. Let's do this again. Again, bad touch, but you get the point. Let's hit this one as it's coming down. See, it's got momentum down, so if I'm not hitting it up, it's going to continue to go down. Gravity. Y'all took a physics class, I'm sure, at some point. So let's let this one bounce and then go back up, and then we'll go for it again. Bam. I'm just going to jump, line our car up, hit the ball. Granted, that was a close one, but we jump, we boost, line that corner up where you need to go. The reason, here you go, here's the reason that that ball almost missed is because I hit it a little bit too early. I flipped a little bit too early. You could see my side flip almost missed the ball completely, like that. And that's where you get those misses from. And that's fine, again, like, but yeah, so, there we go, little jump, little flip. And so your flips don't always just have to be like driving the ball, bam. You can also delay your flip, like say, you still have a flip, like your first touch doesn't have to be a flip, ever. That was a double jump because, again, I'm bad, but you get the point. There's a lot of creativity in this game, and understanding the basics is how you can start to use those basics to do more advanced things. So start by hitting the ball, you know, just going to free play, literally bang the ball. When I was learning, people were like, yeah, the first warm-up that I do when I get in a game is I just smack the ball around as hard as I can. Gets you used to the controls. You can practice aerialing if you want with the new, like, features of the free play where you can like control the ball and the passes and stuff. There's infinite number of options to set up different kinds of awkward touches that you might never might be hard to set up in free play before, and all this other stuff. But seriously, would recommend just banging the ball around. Just hit the ball as hard as you can, because if, especially like into diamond, if you can just bang a clear from your own side to the other side, you're doing well, because that gives you control. And I'm not advocating for just booming the ball constantly. It's important to take possession every once in a while, you know, slow the play down, but being able to just send the ball wherever you need to go is very important, is a very important skill in this game. So you can practice by just driving into it, doing a little hook shot there, because think about it. For a hook shot, I'm getting extra momentum on the corner of that car because it's turning into the ball. And you can use that on outplays. It doesn't have to be a shot every time, but like just think about how your car moves. Like if I'm driving this ball in a straight line, bam, I hit it for sure. If I go with a curve, I get to hit it extra hard. And that in a hook shot is honestly like a really simple, really effective shot. If you see a rolling ball coming at you, bam, just put it on target, put it towards the net, bam. Someone's, especially at a lower rank, if that ball goes off the corner of the backboard, someone's jumping, someone's missing. And if they hit it, good on them. But you've still made them awkward, you know? There's a top corner one. See, we're just toying. Bam. That's a bad one because I didn't power slide to get a tight enough turn. But like, hook shot's real easy, and it's just one of those things that you can do over and over and over again, and will always be effective even at a higher rank. But yeah, I would just practice driving into the ball, hitting the ball. I mean, this is free play. Every shot doesn't have to go towards the net, and to be honest, when you're playing in a real game, every shot shouldn't be going towards the net. Every touch shouldn't be going towards the net. You should be focusing on, let's say I've got a defender coming up right here. Sure, I could shoot to the left, but he's never going to expect me to hit it towards the wall. And now, if I were better, I could pass that mid. I could maybe shoot it. Like, let's say, again, I've got someone approaching me. I'm going to cut a little bit further to the left, maybe. I'm going to miss that shot too because I'm bad. But like, again, like let's say this ball's bouncing here. I could shoot it. Bam. I'm going to pass it over there because now I'm going to steal this boost and I'm going to go up the wall. I'm going to touch it again, go around someone else. Maybe a teammate's there. Maybe I try to actually make that shot, whatever. So like the point of being able to make these touches isn't so you can put it on the net. It's just so you want to make it awkward for your opponents. If you can make it awkward for your opponents, it doesn't matter necessarily if you're hitting every shot. If your opponent can't touch the ball, if your opponent can't predict where you're going to hit the ball, you're going to be in a better position than they are. And it doesn't matter if every touch is a shot, because every touch doesn't need to be a shot. Theoretically, you only need one goal to win, and you only need one shot on target to do it. So use your touches wisely, because you're not always going to have them, and try your best. Like here, I'm just passing it middle, basically. You know, just imagine yourself in these situations while you're in free play, while you're banging the ball around. Let's say, oh, okay, I hit this ball over here. Let's just imagine what happens if it's a free ball and there's a defender in the net, you know, like just a long shot kind of deal. Crossbar down, by the way. So anyway, that's what we got. Focus on your momentum going through the ball. When you're jumping, just line yourself up with the ball and flip through it. When you're aerialing, first of all, lean back and boost if you're going to try and hit a power shot at like goalpost level. And finally, when you're fast aerialing, you want to jump, lean back, start to boost, and then jump again. And then you can finish aiming your car however you need to. You want that first one to kind of aim the direction you want to go, and then you can adjust from there. But again, we're going to lean back and as we jump and hold our jump button. We want to get that full jump, and we want to start boosting, and then we're going to jump again before that 1.5 timer runs off and before our momentum starts heading back down. We want to maximize how much space we're getting in the air, and we're going to start boosting. Preferably we want to start boosting like as soon as we jump, so we're getting maximum height as quick as possible. I missed because I overshot it, which is fine. I'd much rather overshoot it than undershoot it. Bam, now we're just going to adjust, and the adjustment comes from letting go of boost, putting boost down. It's called feathering, and that's because you're not always going to be just constantly going in a straight line, fully holding boost, because you've got your car's momentum too. So, thanks for watching. I hope you improve.